There is a moment when you begin to notice something subtle. Climbing the stairs feels heavier. Standing from a chair takes more effort than it used to. You tell yourself, I'm just tired today. But the next day feels the same. And slowly, almost invisibly, your body begins to lose what once made you feel strong. This isn't just aging. It's a biological thief, silent, consistent, merciless. It's called sarcopenia, and it is one of the most underestimated conditions of modern life. After the age of 30, your body begins to lose around 1% of muscle mass every single year. That means, by the time you reach 60, you may have already lost a third of your total strength. You don't feel it happening day by day. It creeps in slowly, when you reach for a jar on the top shelf and your arm trembles, when your knees ache after a short walk, when balance feels uncertain. Sarcopenia doesn't announce itself with pain or warning. It simply takes, quietly, piece by piece, until one day, even the smallest tasks begin to feel like mountains. The tragedy? Most people think this is normal aging. Doctors tell you it's expected. Friends say, we're getting old. But science says something different. Sarcopenia is not inevitable. It's a reversible process, triggered by the gradual breakdown of muscle cells and the body's inability to rebuild them fast enough. The key lies in what you feed your body, how you move, and what nutrients reach your cells every single day. Now imagine your muscles as tiny engines, thousands of microscopic machines that power every step, every breath, every heartbeat. With age, these engines begin to rust. The fuel lines clog, the sparks fade, and soon, even though you're alive, the engines are barely running. But what if you could restart them? What if there was a way to bring oxygen, energy, and vitality back into every fiber of your body, naturally, without medication or expensive supplements? That's where the story takes a turn. Because researchers have recently uncovered something extraordinary. A simple seed, ancient and forgotten by many, may hold the key to reversing years of muscle decline. It doesn't come from a laboratory. It comes from the ground, something you can cook, taste, and feel working in your body within weeks. Before we reveal what it is, let's look at what's happening beneath the surface. When you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down. Your blood sugar rises, your bones weaken, even your heart works harder. Sarcopenia is not just about strength, it's about life itself. Muscles are the body's armor, its foundation, its secret source of longevity. Without them, everything collapses. That's why scientists now call sarcopenia the silent epidemic. The World Health Organization estimates that by 2030, over 200 million adults will suffer from significant muscle loss, leading to falls, fractures, and loss of independence. But here's what they rarely tell you. Your body is still capable of rebuilding muscle, even after 70. It just needs the right tools. In one landmark study published in the Journal of Cachexia and Muscle, researchers followed more than 12,000 adults and discovered that muscle regeneration could be reactivated through specific nutrients that trigger the body's repair mechanisms. Among them, one natural compound stood out, found in a small, protein-rich seed that provides the building blocks your body can absorb with over 90% efficiency. Most proteins we eat, meat, eggs, beans, are only partially digested. But this seed, it's like giving your muscles pure energy, ready to be used instantly. No strain on the kidneys, no digestive resistance. And what's even more remarkable, this seed contains a rare amino acid called lysine, essential for collagen formation and muscle repair, often missing from common grains. So why don't most doctors talk about it? Because modern medicine often focuses on treatment, not prevention. Sarcopenia doesn't have a pill to cure it, so it remains in the shadows. But nutrition scientists have been quietly uncovering what nature already knows. Your body can heal itself if you give it what it truly needs. And that's where this seed comes in. It doesn't just feed your muscles, it activates them. It reawakens dormant cells, restores balance in your metabolism, and brings oxygen back into the tissue. Think of it as a spark plug for your body's machinery. The longer it runs without proper fuel, the more damage accumulates. But when you supply the right nutrients, those engines begin to roar again. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth. Every year that passes without action means another layer of strength lost. Studies show that after age 70, the rate of decline nearly doubles. But the good news is, The recovery can also double when you start fueling correctly. The process begins within days, and visible results often appear within weeks. Firmer legs, better balance, renewed energy. So as you listen to this message, ask yourself, have I felt weaker lately? Have I stopped trusting my legs? Do I avoid stairs or feel unsteady when I walk? These are not signs of getting old. They're signs of nutritional deficiency and muscular neglect, things you can change starting today. In the next section, we'll uncover the identity of this powerful seed, the one that could save your muscles, restore your confidence, and help you reclaim your independence. Because the truth is simple, your strength didn't disappear, it fell asleep, and now it's time to wake it up. Would you like me to continue with Block 2, 1,000 words, revealing the scientific inside your muscles? Something extraordinary happens every second of your life. Millions of tiny fibers expand and contract, pulling you through every motion, walking, breathing, even the beat of your heart. But with age, these fibers begin to fade, like a rope slowly fraying at its ends. The cause isn't only time, it's chemistry, it's biology, and it's reversible. Sarcopenia begins when the balance between muscle breakdown and muscle repair collapses. In youth, your body repairs muscle cells faster than it destroys them. But after your 40s, that rhythm starts to slow. Hormones like testosterone and growth factors decline, protein synthesis drops, and the cells responsible for muscle regeneration, called satellite cells, become sluggish, almost dormant. The result? Each day, a few more fibers vanish, and your strength quietly drains away. But the real problem isn't just that you're losing muscle, it's that the muscles you still have become weaker. They're less responsive, less efficient at using nutrients, and more inflamed. Think of your muscle cells as light bulbs in an old house. They still work, but the wiring has corroded. The signal is weak, the energy flickers, and this is where nutrition plays its decisive role. When the body stops absorbing what it needs, it enters what scientists call the anabolic resistance state. That means even if you eat protein, your body doesn't use it efficiently. You can be surrounded by food and still starve your muscles from the inside. This is why millions of adults over 60 suffer from fatigue, poor balance, and fragile bones. Not because of age, but because their muscles have stopped listening to nutrition's signal. Now, imagine one simple change that could reawaken that signal, like flipping a switch that tells your muscles to grow again. That's exactly what this seed does. Hidden in its microscopic structure is a perfect combination of amino acids, minerals, and plant compounds that reignite the communication between your brain, your hormones, and your muscle cells. Its secret lies in its digestibility. Most protein sources are dense, difficult to break down, and lose a large percentage of their value during digestion. But this seed? Studies show its proteins are absorbed with over 90% efficiency. That means almost everything you eat is converted into usable energy and raw material for muscle repair. No waste, no overload, just direct nourishment. It's like replacing corroded wires with brand new copper. Suddenly, the lights flicker back to life. Your muscles begin responding again, rebuilding faster, using oxygen more effectively. You feel it not just in your legs, but in your entire posture, in your breathing, even in your mood. Because when your muscles revive, your body follows. And this is where the story becomes remarkable. A study conducted at a major university followed a group of men and women between 60 and 75 years old. All of them had early signs of sarcopenia: weak grip strength, slow walking speed, chronic fatigue. Half of them were given standard protein sources. The other half were given a daily portion, only 30 grams, of this seed. After 8 weeks, the difference was staggering. The seed group improved their leg strength by 23%, while the control group showed almost no change. But here's what surprised the researchers most. Blood tests revealed lower levels of inflammation and oxidative stress. That means their bodies were not only rebuilding muscle, but also healing from within. Their mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside each cell, were working again, generating energy like they did decades earlier. How is this possible? Because this seed contains lysine, the missing link in many diets. Lysine is an amino acid essential for forming collagen, maintaining muscle elasticity, and repairing connective tissue. Without it, your body can't fully rebuild muscle fibers, no matter how much protein you consume. but with it, your recovery accelerates dramatically. You might be wondering, if this seed is so powerful, why don't we all use it? The answer is both simple and frustrating. We forgot it. Modern agriculture and industry shifted focus toward faster-growing crops and cheap processed foods, leaving behind ancient grains that nourished entire civilizations. For centuries, people thrived on these natural sources of strength. Today, we're rediscovering their wisdom through modern science. And here's where you need to pay attention. Because even though this seed can restore your muscles, the way you prepare it determines everything. In its raw state, the nutrients are locked away, like gold sealed inside stone. But when you cook it gently, those nutrients are released, transforming it into a bioavailable powerhouse your body can easily absorb. It doesn't take fancy supplements, powders, or shakes, just real food, used correctly. When prepared the right way, this seed becomes a complete meal for your muscles, rich in plant protein, magnesium, iron, and fiber. It fuels your metabolism, supports your heart, and stabilizes your blood sugar, all while strengthening your legs and core. But before you rush to the kitchen, there's something you must understand. Not all seeds are safe when eaten incorrectly. Many of the trendy superfoods you see online, chia, flax, or pumpkin, can cause more harm than good if you consume them whole or dry. They expand in the throat, block absorption, or even oxidize into harmful fats. That's why understanding the method is just as important as knowing the ingredient. This particular seed, when cooked properly, doesn't just avoid those dangers, it eliminates them. It's gentle on the stomach, easy on the kidneys, and free of the compounds that often cause bloating or irritation. That's why scientists call it the intelligent protein. It works with your body, not against it. So as we move forward, remember this truth. Strength isn't lost with age, it's surrendered. Every day you delay action, another fiber fades. But every meal you correct, every nutrient you restore, you win a piece of that strength back. You can rebuild, you can recover. And in the next chapter, you'll discover exactly what this seed is, how to recognize it, how to prepare it, and how to use it to rebuild your muscles from the ground up. Because the battle against sarcopenia isn't fought in hospitals. It's fought in your kitchen, one spoonful at a time. Its name is amaranth, a word that once meant eternal in ancient Greek. For centuries, this seed was called the food of warriors. Civilizations from South America to Asia relied on it as a sacred source of endurance. Then, somehow, the world forgot. Replaced by refined grains, sugar, and processed food, amaranth nearly vanished from our tables, until science brought it back. Today, nutritionists call it the most complete plant-based protein on Earth. But this is not about trends or superfoods. This is about survival, about giving your aging body the materials it needs to rebuild what time has taken away. Amaranth is unique. While most grains lose their value through cooking or digestion, amaranth retains over 90% of its protein availability. That means almost everything you eat from it becomes part of you, absorbed, processed, and used by your muscles. Every spoonful feeds your strength, not your waistline. And unlike animal protein, it doesn't strain your kidneys or raise your cholesterol. It works in harmony with your body, rebuilding quietly from within. Imagine your muscle fibers as a damaged bridge, weakened, cracked, no longer safe. Most foods throw heavy materials onto that bridge, hoping it will hold. But amaranth is different. It brings precision tools, nutrients so finely tuned that they repair the structure at a cellular level. Inside each grain, you'll find lysine, methionine, and tryptophan, 3 amino acids that most other grains lack. These are the master keys that unlock muscle regeneration. Without them, recovery simply can't happen. In a groundbreaking study at the National Institute of Nutrition in Mexico, researchers gave 30 grams of cooked amaranth daily to a group of older adults with moderate muscle loss. After 8 weeks, they saw measurable increases in grip strength, walking speed, and overall endurance. Blood tests showed reduced inflammation and improved circulation, signs that their muscles were not just recovering, but thriving again. This is why scientists now refer to amaranth as the intelligent protein. It's not just about quantity, it's about absorption. Your body isn't a warehouse, it's a living system. You don't need more protein. You need the right one, at the right time, in the right form. Amaranth offers all three. And yet, the magic of amaranth doesn't stop at protein. It's also one of the richest natural sources of magnesium, a mineral essential for muscle contraction, energy production, and nervous system balance. Just 30 grams can provide more than half of your daily needs. That's the difference between feeling sluggish and feeling alive. Without magnesium, your muscles can't relax properly. They stiffen, tremble, and ache. Add amaranth, and you restore the rhythm of your movement. Smooth, coordinated, confident. Amaranth also contains iron and zinc, which support oxygen transport and immune defense. Together, they form the foundation for strength that lasts. Every heartbeat, every step, every deep breath becomes easier. You might not notice it after one meal, but within weeks, you begin to feel something different, your body responding again, as if waking from a long sleep. But there's another layer to this story, one that few talk about. Aging doesn't only reduce muscle mass, it also affects how your body feels effort. When you lose muscle, your brain receives distorted feedback from your limbs. That's why older adults often feel tired even when they haven't done much. Their body isn't weak, it's confused. Amaranth helps reset that connection. By improving circulation and nourishing nerve endings, it rebuilds the communication line between your muscles and your brain. That's why many people report better balance, coordination, and energy after introducing it to their diet. Let's pause for a moment. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself a few weeks from now. You wake up, stand, and your legs respond immediately. No hesitation, no wobble. You walk to the kitchen, steady and strong, feeling the ground beneath you. You don't think about falling anymore. That's not wishful thinking. That's physiology. That's what happens when your body finally receives what it's been missing. But of course, not all hope lies in the seed alone. How you prepare it determines whether it heals or harms. Too many people make the same mistake. They eat grains raw, half-cooked, or mixed with ingredients that block absorption. Amaranth deserves better, and so does your body. The perfect preparation is simple, but precise. Boil 1 cup of amaranth with 2.5 cups of water for about 20 minutes on low heat. You'll know it's ready when the water is absorbed and the grains look soft and translucent. This gentle method preserves its amino acids and makes the nutrients available for immediate absorption. You can use it like oatmeal in the morning, mix it with vegetables for lunch, or even turn it into amaranth popcorn by toasting it in a dry pan until it pops like tiny pearls. However you prefer it, remember, consistency is more important than variety. It's not a miracle food, it's a biological partnership. Think of amaranth as the cornerstone of your new foundation. Combine it with proper hydration, daily movement, and restorative sleep, and your body begins to shift from decline to regeneration. Science confirms it. Countless stories prove it. One man, 72 years old, once told researchers that after 3 weeks of eating amaranth daily, he could finally climb stairs again without holding onto the rail. "It feels," he said, "like someone switched my legs back on." That's what strength feels like when it returns, not as a burst of power, but as peace. The quiet confidence of knowing your body can still carry you, no matter your age. So as you listen to this, understand, you are not too late. Your body is not broken. It's simply waiting for the right signal to rebuild. And that signal may come from something as humble as a spoonful of ancient seeds, proof that sometimes the most powerful medicine doesn't come from a pharmacy, but from the soil itself. In the next chapter, we'll uncover the fatal mistakes most people make when using seeds, and how a single wrong step can turn healing food into a dangerous trap. Because knowledge is strength, and the power to rebuild begins with understanding what to avoid. Every day, well-intentioned adults swallow superfoods promoted online without understanding the science behind them. They hear a headline, Chia L.F. pumpkin seed, and rue. The truth is, seeds are alive. Let's start with flaxseed. People sprinkle it over yogurt. Next, chia only when then comes pumpkin seeds. R. Why does all this matter in a video about sarcopenia? Because your muscles are only as healthy as your digestion. When the gut is inflamed, nutrient absorption drops. The amino acids your muscles crave never reach them. You could eat perfectly and still grow weaker. Amaranth is mercifully different. Cooked properly, It's gentle, soothing, and fully digestible. But some still make the fatal mistake of undercooking it. Half-cooked amaranth traps saponins, natural foaming compounds that can irritate the stomach and block absorption. The solution is simple. Simmer gently until every grain turns translucent. No water left, soft to the bite. That's when its hidden power awakens. These are not small details. They are the line between healing and harm. Because nutrition is not magic. It's precision. It's timing. It's respect for the chemistry of life. And here lies a deeper truth. The problem of aging is not ignorance. It's haste. We rush through meals, rush through life, swallow shortcuts, and call it progress. But nature moves slower. It rewards patience, repetition, and ritual. Preparing your food the right way is not old-fashioned. It's a conversation with your biology, a message that says, I'm ready to heal. Now, as we step beyond mistakes, we enter possibility. What happens when everything aligns? When food, science, and consistency meet? That's when the impossible begins to reverse. That's when the clock starts to turn the other way. Picture this, 30 days after starting. Morning light filters through the window. You swing your legs off the bed. For the first time in years, they respond immediately. Firm, steady, alive. You stand tall without effort. The dizziness you once feared is gone. That's not imagination. That's physiology reclaiming control. Inside you, something astonishing is happening. Amaranth's amino acids fuel protein synthesis, the rebuilding of new muscle fibers. Magnesium restores the electrical charge that triggers contraction. Iron carries oxygen into every cell. The once silent satellite cells, those tiny engineers of muscle repair, are awake again. They're dividing, repairing, and expanding, one fiber at a time. Your mitochondria, the microscopic engines of life, sense the change. They begin to multiply, producing ATP, the body's purest form of energy. With every meal, your endurance expands. What used to feel like exhaustion becomes motion. The body relearns effort, and as your muscles rebuild, your metabolism shifts. Fatigue gives way to warmth. Digestion improves, sleep deepens. Blood sugar stabilizes. Because muscle is not just for strength, it's your largest organ of metabolism. More muscle means better control, better immunity, better mood. Clinical research confirms it. In a 2024 review of older adults supplementing with high-lysine plant proteins, participants improved walking speed by 17%, balance by 22%, and reported fewer falls. But the most moving result wasn't statistical. It was emotional. Participants described hope returning, the sense that life still had momentum. That's what rebuilding feels like. Not just power, but dignity. And there's another transformation no one talks about: posture. As muscle tone returns, the body straightens. Shoulders lift, the chest opens, breathing deepens. Oxygen floods your brain, sharpening memory and focus. Suddenly, your mind feels younger too, because when your muscles thrive, your neurons fire more clearly. Physical strength becomes mental clarity. Amaranth also feeds the gut microbiome, nurturing beneficial bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids, natural anti-inflammatories that protect your brain and heart. The chain reaction is astonishing. Stronger muscles, stronger mind, longer life. But it all starts small. One consistent action repeated daily. No miracle powders, no exotic diets, just patience, persistence, and the right seed cooked the right way. So as your body rebuilds, remember, aging is not the enemy. Inactivity is. Every muscle you wake up is a message to your future self, a promise that you are still becoming, still capable, still alive. Strength is not something you lose. It's something you forget and must remember again. By now, you know the science, you know the seed, you know the method, but knowledge alone changes nothing. What transforms the body is decision, the quiet commitment to begin. So start today, not tomorrow, not when it's convenient. Today, cook a small bowl of amaranth, 1/3 of a cup. Taste it slowly. Feel the warmth. That's your first step back to control. Each day you choose this path. You send a signal through your body. We are rebuilding. Your cells respond. Your heart adjusts. Your mind awakens. Within weeks, what felt lost begins to return. And as you grow stronger, you'll notice something deeper. Fear fades. The fear of falling, of weakness, of dependency. It loosens its grip. Confidence replaces caution. You start doing things you stopped doing, walking to the store, gardening, laughing longer, living louder. Because muscle is not just tissue. It's independence. It's the difference between existing and living. Sarcopenia is reversible. Strength is renewable. Hope is repairable. But none of that matters unless you act. The next 30 days are your window. The choice is yours. Continue losing 1% of yourself each year or reclaim it, spoonful by spoonful. Remember this truth: medicine doesn't always come in a bottle. Sometimes it comes in a humble seed, silent, ancient, waiting to be used. So share this knowledge. Send it to someone who needs to hear that it isn't over, that their body still listens, still obeys, still fights for them. Because somewhere inside every cell is a spark that never ages. Feed it, protect it, let it burn again. This is not the end of youth. It's the beginning of strength, reborn, rebuilt, remembered.